Recently, while playing Escape from Tarkov, I've been asked, how do you make your rubles? And the answer is not going to shock you. By no means am I an expert player, but I've always been able to keep a decent amount of rubles. I do this by running a Lighthouse as a scav and trying my best to survive my PMC raids. So I thought I would take a moment and show the run I use for bringing in rubles. To start, I always run Lighthouse during the night. Main reason I do this is because I normally spawn with 16 to 14 minutes left in the raid. This is perfect because by this time most of the PMCs are either extracted or making their way to extraction. Remember, I'm going for the loot, and if I wanted to fight PMCs as a scav, I would do this during the day. Another side note is when doing this run, you're going to want industrial gates or grotto for extraction. If I spawn in on the right side of the map, I start by hitting the stash by the chalet. Immediately after, I will run to the chalet, and there's 3 places I check first. The storage room in the parking lot. On the left side inside the building, there's a small safe you can loot and a med bag. Next 2 spots are across the parking lot in the garage. You'll want to check beside the vise and the battery charger for high loot value items. Don't be afraid to scan around because sometimes items are under the rag or clipped through the desk. After this, I head north following the mountain. I run past the resort. There's good spawns in there, I just don't like stopping there. Once I get to the village, I jump the fence and check the house. First spot I check is the boxes on the floor. Most times it's small loot, but I've gotten lucky there finding some high value loot. Second place I check is a bookshelf leading up to the stairs. I have found bitcoins and chains. The last spot is the left room upstairs where you can find high value loot like GPUs, normally on the box or on the floor in front of the desk. Leaving the house, I check the storage shed. There's a coat where I have pulled high value keys, and there's a toolbox you can check as well. At this point, I look at the timer, and my goal is to be at 12 minutes or less on the timer before hitting the road camp. I find if I wait, there is a very low chance of any PMCs being around. If the timer is higher, then I will scavenge around the village, running past the cabins and staying on the east fence of the road camp. I head to building 3. Once you get to the fence at the end, you can hear if there are any rogues in the area. If the rogues are on the ground and you wait, one will run to the door at the fence and you can shoot him in the head if standing behind the pipe. For some reason, they just stand there. If you hear a rogue on top of the building, the first thing you must do is run up the stairs and peek while he is standing on the gun. You should be able to get a headshot off of this. If you move any farther up the stairs, he will get off the gun, and if you run into the building beforehand, he will also get off the gun, making it harder to kill him. After the rogues are dealt with, I run into building 3 and start by looting the broken crate where high value loot spawns. After, I will go into the room on the left and check a box on the floor beside the bunk beds where more high value loot can spawn. Finish off the room by checking the weapon box, coat, and around the beds. After, I'll run across and check the kitchen where there's a coat, bag, and food spawns on the table. After this, you'll hit the room beside it. You'll want to check on the floor and shelves Buy the cart where high value loot spawns. I finish off the room by looting the coat, computer, and cabinets. At this point, if you have good loot, I will run to extract. After checking the stash beside the building. If I'm being greedy or not gotten much loot, I will head down to the tank in front of the building too and loot the technical box and toolbox. From there I head north to the bottom of building 2. On the left side, when you enter, there are storage shelves that spawn mechanical and electrical loot. I have found GPUs and VPXs there before. Once I'm done there, I'll continue heading north into the train yard and hit my favorite building, which is the drug lab. When inside, check the tables and floors. And the big spots to check are on the couch, the seat beside it. There is also a pile of boxes up against the wall. Make sure to check on the floor and scan the areas because a lot of times the items will be under the flattened box or clipped through. I found many mules and golden stars in this building. From there, I just extract. That's my scav run, and if you try it out, let me know in the comments how it goes for you. Don't forget to hit the follow and like button if you enjoyed the video. Good hunting.